Hello, I'm Kashmir Hughes. I'm in ABA 622 with Professor Medeiros. I'm going into this class pretty familiar with foundational content and ABA concepts. This is because I am at the end of my master's program rather than the beginning, and also because I've been working in the field of ABA for 4 years now. I'm also a regional trainer for the company that I work for. I appreciated this class because it was a great opportunity to review. This was especially useful as I'm going to be sitting the BCBA exam because I want to be certified. So, being able to review the concepts, I did gain a greater clarity on some of them that I was familiar with, and at certain points, I did learn something entirely new. It was great practice, for example, being able to review motivational operations and the four term contingencies, which I already understood very well. Meanwhile, I thought I had a good understanding of the differing reinforcement schedules and their advantages, but my discussion post, which displayed that I knew these concepts very well in theory, contradicted my SAFMED deck scores, which revealed that I could not recall them in practice easily and quickly. So I did advance my ability to understand and utilize those concepts. Likewise, when it came to rule governed behavior, for example, this is the first time I've heard it described as a maintained behavior that has not met and possibly will never meet the proposed consequence. And this did change the way that I view rule governed behavior and further developed my ability to discriminate that process versus other contingencies. And then, as far as something I learned completely new, I had no prior knowledge of the 5 core SEL competencies. So I learned that new in entirety. Coming into the course, I was previously on the former BCBA task list and moved into the new BCBA task list, which meant that I was joining the new ABA program at NU. So I'm not on the same course route as everybody else. This also meant that I had no access to the SAFMED deck or to my Precision X graphs for the first couple weeks. So I had to do a lot of troubleshooting in order to get that access, to get login credentials, and then had to play catch up with the rest of the class. So, I mean, this means that at no point was I ever able to run one deck at a time. Basically, with my studies and my interventions when it comes to the SAFMED cards, I was running my cards in the morning and in the night, and doing them 1 minute apart. This did work initially, and then I saw that my scores were stagnating, and so I did decide to place an intervention, which was to put 15 minutes between deck trials. When I did that, my scores began to increase again, and I saw that I was able to master 2 decks, one after the other. And I've yet to meet criterion for deck 3, but deck 3 is new. And right now, my scores each day across trials are inclining, and then my best score for each day across the span of the week are inclining. So doing pretty well with that. Now that I have moved deck 1 and deck 2 into combined decks and they're in my neutral input field of my graph, I'm noticing that though they still maintain meeting criteria across the week, that my daily scores are going down. So to kind of get ahead of that preventatively, I'm going to start running all of my trials across all decks after 5 p.m. And this is because my graph, which was time-based, when it displayed the data, it did show to me that I am more effective with decks that I run in the afternoon. And this is partially part of the reason I hypothesized that I actually mastered deck 2 before deck 1. Is because I was running it in the evening. So I'm going to move my neutral decks, which I've been running in the morning, into the evening with my my training deck, right? The deck that I'm learning, to keep everything where it's supposed to be, falling in timeline with the syllabus. Overall, I appreciate the course. It was a solid refresher opportunity. I'm also grateful I was able to learn some new things that possibly I missed in my former classes. As a regional field trainer, I also have a unique ability right now to really discover through personal experience which concepts are harder to retain over time. And I hope to use that knowledge, just to be careful about which terms I should spend more time on when I'm teaching them, and also to know which terms I should follow up on with multiple review opportunities over time. So thank you all for letting me share with you. I hope that you have an incredibly safe spring break. And I am signing off in kindness. Again, my name is Kashmir. Thanks.